Canal 54, su canal de opinión.
So, next week we will have news about the Presidential Police, la DIS, la Dirección de Inteligencia y Seguridad, and the Supreme Court. Human rights abuses, extortion is extorsión, beatings is golpizas of the Presidential Police, betrayal of trust. This is abuso de confianza. In our programs, please remember, I will read this in Spanish. La información en nuestros programas fue suministrado por los investigadores, directores, funcionarios del sector público y del gobierno. Nosotros we receive information from OIJ. This is like the FBI. We also receive information from ICE, Department of Investigation. They are like the Secret Service. We receive information entrevistas con víctimas from the Corte Suprema. We receive and we talk with victims from the Tribunals de Justicias, AMNET, okay? And interviews con entrevistas con las víctimas de la Policía Presidencial, la DIS, con la esperanza to restore democracy y derechos humanos a los ciudadanos de Costa Rica. We are asking Jose Miguel Insula of the Organización de los Estados Americanos to say no, decir no a la violencia de la Policía Presidencial de Oscar Arias, Rodrigo Arias, Laura Chinchilla, y también esto incluye la nación. Please help stop, Mr. Andrew Randolph, help stop the beatings. Por favor, ayúdanos a parar los golpizas, la extorsión de los ciudadanos by la Policía Presidencial. Costa Rica needs your voice. No hay voces en este país. Also, the Inter-American Commission on Human Rights. Help end the Presidential Police. Por favor, ayúdanos a terminar la Policía Presidencial. Flagrant human rights abuses, flagrante abusos de derechos humanos de Laura Chinchilla, Rodrigo Arias, Oscar Arias, Luis Paulino Mora of the Corte Suprema. We are also asking these individuals in Washington, D.C. Los ciudadanos necesitan su ayuda, okay? Costa Rica has signed, vamos a mi cara muy rápido. Costa Rica has signed the agreement of human rights here in Costa Rica. They sign one thing, but they do other things. Many human rights abuses by Oscar Arias, la DIS, and certain political or business impresarios here in Costa Rica. Vamos a mi cara. So please, Washington, D.C., we need your... Sí, vamos a mi cara. I'm sorry. Vamos a mi pantalla. Sorry. Okay. And also, we have written Benedictus, the Pope. Please, and we have help us, and we have written Archbishop Hugo Barantes. The citizens need your help to stop para la violencia con la Policía Presidencial. And to prepare you, para prepararles para próxima semana, please remember, la DIS, la oficina de DIS, is adentro or inside la Casa Presidencial, okay? Remember, la DIS is abajo la Corte Suprema, in the Ministerio de Seguridad Pública, abajo las direcciones de Luis Mora, Presidente de la Corte Suprema. So remember this, please remember this next week. So the oficinas de la Dirección de Inteligencia y Seguridad is inside the Casa Presidencial. They give orders to I don't know how it's possible, to the Supreme Court and to ICE. Important. Remember, la DIS no responde a la rendición de cuentas de nada. This means, vamos a mi cara, this means la DIS has total immunity to what they do. They can steal, robarles. They can lie, dar mentiras. They can beat you, golpearles, extorsionarles, extortion, chantajas, and blackmail. And they have total immunity. How is this possible? Esto es posible porque in la Corte Suprema they violate the political constitution of Costa Rica, Article 11. La Corte Suprema, ellos están violando la constitución política de Costa Rica. Many estafas con la Corte Suprema, Luis Paulino Mora also. So, vamos a su pantalla. And remember, ladies do not respond, they do not answer to anyone. The presidential police, ladies, this is from La Nación. La Nación, it's un perro faldero de ellos. Please remember, La Nación is part of this group of individuals. They are co-conspirators to human rights abuses. But occasionally they say something. The presidential police, ladies, respond exclusively to the orders of the presidency. Oscar Arias, Laura Chinchilla, Rodrigo Arias, Luis Paulino Mora, President of the Supreme Court. Now remember, Laura promised humility, honesty, and firmness when she was being elected president. Remember, they say, Oscar Arias, Laura Chinchilla, Luis Paulino Mora, Rodrigo Arias, they say, ellos dicen, the hierarchy, la jerarquía de la policía presidencial, le dice, afirma que nosotros solamente investigamos figuras de crimen organizado, solamente figuras de crimen organizado. 6 months ago, hace 6 meses, después 4 meses de anuncios en este programa acerca de los extorsión en la DIS, nosotros we uncovered, desenmascaron 300 espías en ICE. In ICE, 300 presidential police, well, a mezcla, la DIS, the Minister of Seguridad y de Pública, a gigantic extortion ring operating in government offices. Do you remember this? You will see more of this information. 300 espías in ICE, okay? And vamos a mi cara, okay? What was la DIS doing? The presidential police. They were spying on the diputados or the congressmen. They were extorsionando familias, empresas. The presidential police received their orders from Oscar Arias, Laura Chinchilla, well, Laura no mucho, Rodrigo Arias. Extortion, golpizas, many human rights violations. Vamos en su pantalla. And so, la DIS were spying on the congressmen of Costa Rica. Cases of tailing or stalking and espionage by the presidential police against the congressmen. Remember, the hierarchy of the presidency. The hierarchy de la Policía Presidencia, la DIS afirma, nosotros investigamos solamente figuras de organized crime. ¡Qué mentiras! Oscar Arias, Luis Paulino Mora, Rodrigo Arias, they are violating the political constitution of Costa Rica. Well, the Congreso tenían preguntas acerca de la presencia de agentes de OIOTA en la Policía Presidencial, la DIS, in ICE. Why were the DIS in ICE? Why? Muy sencilla. Extortion. And the diputados, the congressmen, near 100 claims and accusations by the diputados, the congressmen, presented by congressional representatives contra the presidential DIS, MASAP, etc. And remember, Lord, they say, the hierarchy of the presidential police, la DIS, affirms we only investigate figures of organized crime. Remember, in this, Another congressman spied on by the hermanos Arias, Laura Chinchilla, and Luis Paulino Mora. Okay? He was, the hermanos Arias and Mora, they were persecution of diputados in this country. They say, we only investigate figures of organized crime. This is, I don't know. Also, more things. ¿Qué más? La dice, ellos están haciendo. Espionage, persecution de los familias, de los ciudadanos de este país. Persecution, harassment of families, businesses, intervention of telephones. They say we only investigate figures of organized crime. The presidential police, this is from the University of Costa Rica. They spy on citizens, espía los ciudadanos, and chantajas los empresarios. They spy on those sindicalistas, okay? We uncovered, nosotros desenmascaran este estafa también con la presidential police. They persecute reporters. Periodista denounces persecution by the presidential police, Oscar Arias, Rodrigo Arias, and the Suprema Corte. They say, más mentiras, the presidential police, the hierarchy, Laura Chinchilla, Oscar Arias, Luis Paulino Mora, the Sama Group son los dueños de la nación. They are committing human rights abuses, the Sama Group and la Nación. Okay? Look at this. An article in the La Extra. This is in Spanish. I will read in English. The presidential police, la dice, the dangers of a political police. He said some months ago, unos 3 years, the ex-DA General of the República, Francisco Anés, the presidential police, la dice, is a political police without controls that respond only to the presidency of the República. Oscar Arias, Rodrigo Arias, Laura Chinchilla, and Luis Paulino Mora. And they are a grave danger to the Costa Rican democracy. La dice is totally illegal. The DIS, the presidential police, has spied, violated constitutional rights. Look at this. To thousands of people, thousands, miles de personas. And you nunca leer en la Nación, porque la Nación es parte de este grupo. Probablemente algunos que están leyendo este artículo, and some of you who are reading this article. They are listening to telephones. They are cutting into your email of the reporters, the periodistas here in Costa Rica, and political directors, businessmen, sindicalistas, these are unions, and directors or people working in humanitarian organization. Le dice, hermanos Arias, de ellos están espiando en mi internet, también en mi teléfono también, y amenizando los estudiantes en la iglesia. The existence of the DIS violates the political constitution of Costa Rica, Article 11. This is Luis Paulino Mora. Vamos a mi cara. When people arrive to the Supreme Court, we have information para ustedes, tenemos información para ustedes próxima semana. When victims arrive to the Supreme Court, los jueces en Sala 4 en the Supreme Court, ellos están votando los amparos. It's una vergüenza. All right, vamos a su cara. This is violations of the political constitutions with Luis Paulino Mora, hermanos Arias. Vamos a su pantalla. So, the existence of the DIS violates the political constitution, Article 11. Part 2 of the Convention, American Convention about Human Rights and other instruments, international instruments, ratified in Costa Rica. It says, in Costa Rica, they say, mosca muerte, personas, people with two faces, okay? So, the DIS does not respond to the rendition of nobody. Constitutional corruption with Article 11 of the Constitution. The presidential police, la DIS, and the Suprema Corte are in contradiction with Article 11 of the Constitution Politica. They answer to no one, they make no reports, and they are not responsible to anyone. So July 18th, you will have a special investigative report about details of this. Ex-President Luis Alberto Moni calls Oscar Arias an indecent and corrupt dictator.